Hey guys, it's Al from Altruistic Channel, and I just actually got home from a wonderful event. It was the Mega Speaker event, and I gotta tell you, it was amazing. It's one of JT Fox's companies, and it's quite uplifting and rather very. It's exactly what you would need if you're like an entrepreneur and you're trying to find your footing. And I just thought it was very rewarding, and so I just wanted to make sure that I gave it a proper shout out to the whole clan over there because they were outstanding. But like with most things, when you're working your own path, sometimes you don't exactly always get exactly what you want. So I have to kind of begrudgingly kind of take a step back just for a moment because finances being what they are. But I'll be there. I'll be there soon. Trust me. But the thing that I wanted to speak about is something that they actually brought up that I thought was very interesting, and it's actually almost like an aside that I thought I would share with you all, which is never let perfection stand in the way of your progress. And I just found that very interesting. It stuck out to me as an INTJ personality. I was just like, yes, that is exactly my problem. Because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to do like a million gazillion things. As an entrepreneur, when you first launch, you're still 100% of the organization that you're trying to put together. And so you're never actually always getting anything done. You just feel like you're going in like different directions at all times. And to be honest with you, I'm starting to kind of get used to it, which is kind of probably not a good thing. But look at the smile on my face. It makes me smile. It's just ridiculous. The other day, I forgot my name. Yeah, that's not normal. But the point is that there's a lot of joy in being an entrepreneur, and with the proper guidance, especially if you get an opportunity to be with a coach that's a real coach like JT and his crew, that are people who actually show up for work every day and enjoy it and have the right attitude and the right almost they give thanks for their abilities, and they're very respectful of each other and of each other's talents. And so I honestly was very impressed by that. But when you don't necessarily have the means to participate in something like that right away, what I would recommend is at least go to these things, go to these functions, because it's very, very uplifting. It's rewarding to be in a room with people who think like you do, and it's also it's a reinforcement to your will for life. And for me, especially, that believes in the collective conscious, and that's my platform. Is basically helping humanity create faith and hope that we can save the planet overall is what I'm kind of getting at the point at the moment. Hi. At the moment, that's what I'm trying to get at. But sometimes your messages can get jumbled and you can kind of get lost, especially like with me, because my brain is so high frequency and so high volume that that like I will be thinking about 6 different things at once, and it's kind of the opposite of the whole belief that only women can multitask. No, I can multitask. I just don't do my multitasking well as a guy, but I'm also a gay guy, so I guess that kind of counts. But the moral of the story is, do you see how much energy and how happy I came home from that experience? And so that's why I always, if I ever encounter something like that, I always lend my voice to it, because it does bring out such an innate kid-like quality to me about it, because it was very rewarding. And I know I keep saying that word over and over again, but I just don't want to put my foot in my mouth, because I tend to do that a lot. So with my actual mission, I guess what I actually learned from it is that I am going to continue forward with the way it's been played out. And actually, I was very surprised that I actually did all of the right things. I just didn't do it at the right scale, and I didn't do it at the right time. But it was very nice to hear that stuff. And I gotta tell you, man, that JT, wow, he's fucking hot. But that's nor here nor there. Sorry, I don't think JT will ever, Mr. JT, I don't think you'll ever see this. But if you do, we'll forget that I said that. But it's an amazing opportunity, and if you have the resources, go be part of this. It's an amazing opportunity, and they present you with like a brand. I mean, it's an amazing thing that I can't go into all the details. But if you get an opportunity, just go. Now, going back to my world, the simple world of the poor man, for the moment. That was the interesting part. That was what I wanted to say. So there was an aspect to it that I couldn't necessarily participate in right away, but I was very aware that I was going forward with it, with the notion that I was definitely going to be part of this. I just needed to put together some resources, and that's a big shift. Like for a lot of INTJs, and especially Cancers, like the Cancer of the zodiac, man, we're the mother and father of the zodiac. So for us, we can be a little bit overbearing and a little emotional. And today I wasn't. I just faced it for what it was. It was a setback, but it wasn't like it didn't knock me off my ass. It just kind of, okay, I gotta go back and figure this out again, and I gotta make it work somehow. But that resilience came very strong, and I was almost a little surprised that I've turned into such a powerhouse. But it was very nice. And so it's one of those great opportunities. One of the great things that can happen when you deal with your insecurities is that at some point they stop even mattering to you. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got to fix this now. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll do it. And then you just kind of go forward. It doesn't break your spirit. It doesn't hurt you in any way. If anything, it's very uplifting. And so, especially with like my platform being so kind of global and its concern, there are aspects of it that I need to kind of narrow down a little bit. When I released the books, I didn't do it the proper way. I didn't put any real marketing behind it because I'm one of those people that I do everything myself because I want to know how everything functions so that if I ever have to ask anybody to do something for me, I can literally be like, no, you can do this. I've done it myself, kind of that responsibility level where I don't take anybody's shit on stuff. Having said that, I never take somebody on in that way. Like, a human being is still a human being. But on an intellectual level, we all know what I mean by that. Like, if you do the job yourself, you're not surprised by anything that comes in your direction. So that was the one thing that I found very bonding with Mr. JT, was the fact that we have similar percent. It's almost like we were cut from the same cloth. And maybe that's what I was responding to, and I made the comment about him being very attractive. But moving on. But with the collective consciousness, the great thing about it is when you work your dark parts, you get to the light part. And then when you get to the light part, you have to start dealing with the setbacks and things that maybe don't go your way all the time. And then you have to try to balance your energies. And sometimes it can be a little bit tiring. So whenever you get a chance to do something uplifting that has to do with like a group dynamic with people of like minds, like a soul family and whatnot, do it, because it's such an amazing part and an integral part of your success. Because there's no question now where I'm going. I know exactly. I mean, I was invited to this freaking thing, and I know exactly what I'm going to be doing as soon as I get the money. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not making excuses, because at the end of the day, there's a reason why I don't have the money. It's me. So there's stuff I need to work on, but the way that I'm dealing with it and my emotional response to it was the right indication, and I guess that's what the end result is here. So a big old shout out once again to the wonderful people over at the Mega Speaker and Author venue over there that they did today in New Orleans. Mr. JT Foxx does a wonderful thing there with his vision, and he's definitely got it down pat. So I give him big kudos for the amazing effort and work that he does, because it's long term. And as a strategist that thinks in nothing but long term, I find that incredibly, I guess, sexy in a way. Because it takes a lot to stand in your power like he does, and to be able to command in the way that I would need somebody. This is why, okay, backing up a little bit. I know I'm going on a tangent. But the reason that I found it so rewarding is because he doesn't appear to be the type of person who's soft. And I don't do well with soft. I walk right over soft people. It's like, I am a fucking powerhouse personality. Even before I ascended, I've always been a shithead. And if I know that the pathway that I'm on is the right path, there's nothing, anybody, I don't care, even Mr. JT, that could tell me otherwise, because I've done it. And having said that, I also am the same person that needs somebody to get in my face sometimes and be like, you're being an idiot, asshole. Like, knock it off. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like, kind of that, personality. And he has that. And it's so hard to find these days. I think it's like, him, me, and then his CEO, who's fucking awesome. You gotta meet this chick. She's so cool. But it's very hard to find people who will stand up to the boss. And other than, obviously, if I ever worked with him, I would never back down to anybody that I don't agree with something. But we know that from the books. But I do definitely have a lot of learning to do. And that's what I found so rewarding about this possibility for me, was the fact that I knew that he would take me on in a way that I would have to respect, because I just respect people like that. I'm not a personality that you fuck with necessarily. And so it's one of those things that the fact that he would do it so easily would be something very, very rewarding for me, because I would get to where I need to be as far as my skill set. I'm not just saving a planet, I'm also trying to save humanity, and I'm trying to introduce education legislation, and I'm trying to get these things done for the homeless population. I'm taking on City Hall here in New Orleans. There's a lot of things that I'm doing for altruistic channels, but I didn't do it the proper way. I structured everything so that I could do it like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 type of mentality. And so like now I'm just trying to play catch up, and so a lot of things are maybe not in the right place. They were done properly, they just were not done in the right timing. And so now I have to go backwards a little bit, but it's nonetheless, it's not a setback. Like, I'm so overjoyed with the fact that I even got to meet these people that I'm just like over the moon, really. It's an opportunity that I would kill to have, and I'm going to get there. But this, if it would have been me last year and having to go against this and not being able to do what I wanted to do, I would have thrown a bitch fit like a little girl. I would have just been like, why is it always me? Why don't I ever have money? Because I spend money. And, you know, it's hard because we're human beings and because I have to eat and I have to live where I live. And it may not be glorious, but you know what? It's mine. And so, you know, you got to pay your bills. So now I just have to work a little bit harder. But I just wanted to bring that little bit of joy into the collective because it was just like a banter. I was just like a big old girl when I left there. I was like, ee. And that happens very rarely with my personality. So that's it for Al, an altruistic channel. As you can see, I'm beaming from ear to ear. I think I might be in love, but I'm not sure with what necessarily. But it's a great organization if you get a chance to go and do it, man. Like, you can't beat this. It's true, they're honest, and the best part of it is they're going to get in your face, and they're going to make you the best that you can be, so got to do it. Anyway, I have nothing to do with them at this point, so other than I went, and I'm a very proud graduate, I guess if you will, certified coach from the program. But other than that, I have no affiliation, so please trust that I'm being very honest with my gushing. It's actually just a natural reaction I have to the way that things came about today. So that's it for Alan Altruistic Channels. I will be checking in with you later. And again, thank you, Mr. JT Foxx, and everybody over there at the Mega Speaker and Authors organization there. I had a wonderful time. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of it, and I will do what I need to do in order, well, as best as I can, to get right back in the program again. So, but thanks again, guys. Have a great night.